On live. Thank you. Yep. All right. So right now we're live. So I guess what we'll do is talk into this, and we'll have. He's on his way here.
Okay.
So he'll catch us up to speed once we get here on that. So
we're live.
We are live.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Garrison Fieldhouse here on the beautiful campus of Vinton-Shellsburg High School. For a unique night, we're going to have a single mat wrestling double header here with the Battle of Benton County on the mat with your Vinton-Shellsburg Vikettes and Vikings against the Benton Community Bobcats. This is Jeff Holmes here with my partner in crime,
Tony Eastloss.
Former Chicago High School wrestling great, former Upper Iowa Peacock, and former head coach of the Knox College Prairie Fire. Tony, welcome aboard.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it, and I'm excited about it because this is a rivalry that's gone on for years and years, and in every sport. And tonight we get to have that rivalry here on the mat and in a packed house of all things. And if you would have told me you would have packed a gym at the high school level in Benton County for a dual meet, I might have been, you're crazy.
And here we are. I mean, and this is a great night too, because we just had the introduction of our junior high wrestlers. We had our junior high girls. First year we've had a junior high girls team, our junior high boys. We just had a little thing from our kindergarten wrestling cheerleaders, and we're about to introduce the kids club wrestlers. Coach Joel needs kids club wrestlers. Here come the Vikettes.
Here come the Vikettes. This is quite a performance.
Yep.
I like the way that they come in. This is old school. Very old school, yeah.
This is old school.
The only thing missing
is a hanging light.
The hanging light and the robes.
Oh.
If you had the robes, you would have sold them.
We had robes.
Yes, I believe you.
They were ugly. They were only those knee-length ones. You're gonna have robes. You got to
go all the way down.
You gotta have the fussy
I agree.
Yeah, this is. We're seeing if we can pick up Larry Grushel's introductions.
Yes.
JV matches to follow, boys. Then we will recognize our senior wrestlers and cheerleaders, followed by the boys wrestling dual meet. Starting lineups for the girls at 100 pounds from Vinton-Shellsburg, Paige Clemenson, Benton Community is open. At 105, Vinton-Shellsburg and Benton Community both are open. At 110 for Vinton-Shellsburg, Bree Swenson. For Benton, Caitlin Goldberg. At 115 for Vinton-Shellsburg, Ellie Weeks. For Benton Community, Bailey Davis. At 120 for Vinton-Shellsburg, Olivia Primrose. For Benton Community, Alexis Northcutt. At 125 for Vinton-Shellsburg, Erica Martin. For Benton, Amanda Schnorr. At 130 for Vinton-Shellsburg, Chloe Sanders. For Benton, Caitlin Boneless. At 135 for Vinton-Shellsburg, Ellie Erickson. For Benton Community, Lizzie Wolf. At 140 for Vinton-Shellsburg, Sadie Burke. For Benton Community, Carly Sims. At 145, Vinton-Shellsburg and Benton Community are both open. At 155 for Vinton-Shellsburg, Ann Cornell. For Benton Community, Lainey Armstronger, Emma Fenner. At 170 for Vinton-Shellsburg, Dakota Cornell. And for Benton, either Lainey Armstronger, Emma Fenner.
Interestingly enough, as you're talking about old school, when you have brothers Now you've got sisters.
At 190 for Vinton-Shellsburg, Justice Dominic. For Benton Community, Jessica Knox and Miley Mason.
That's a flashback when you go back to University of Iowa.
At 235, Vinton-Shellsburg is open for Benton Community, Mo Brown.
Yeah.
Now for the varsity boys. At 106 for Vinton-Shellsburg, Eli Oldinger. For Benton Community, Garrett Cook. At 113 for Vinton-Shellsburg, Gavin Morgan. For Benton Community, Jason Eastman. At 120 pounds for Vinton-Shellsburg, Alden Swanson. For Benton Community, Weston Kestner. At 126 for Vinton-Shellsburg, Zach Dickinson. For Benton Community, Eli Kupka. At 132 for Vinton-Shellsburg, Carter Lalonde. For Benton Community, Brady Patterson.
Carter's not a senior, is he?
At 138 for Vinton-Shellsburg, Landon Osborne. For Benton Community, Jordan Teef. At 145, Vinton-Shellsburg is open. For Benton Community, Blake Hine. At 152 for Vinton-Shellsburg, Cooper Sanders. For Benton Community, Brendan Hine.
No, not now.
At 160 for Vinton-Shellsburg, Brent Dickinson. For Benton Community, Clayton Savetka. At 170, Vinton-Shellsburg is open. For Benton Community, J.R. Becker. At 182, for Vinton-Shellsburg, Max Jansen. For Benton Community, Mason Mitchell. At 195, for Vinton-Shellsburg, Aiden Armander. For Benton Community, Roy Kupka. At 220, for Vinton-Shellsburg, Parker Arnold. Benton Community is open. And at 285, Vinton-Shellsburg is open. For Benton Community, Camden Kessel.
Well, this is an impressive lineup. We've got a lot of kids on the mat ready to wrestle. The thing that I think that's most impressive is very few holes in that lineup. No. So that's always that was a senior, Darby Glenn, singing the national anthem. What an amazing job.
Hi, Tyra.
What an amazing job.
Yes, and what a boy. She's done quite a few events this year,
yes.
And it's always a pleasure. It's always so fun to hear her sing.
It is. Looks like we're about to get rolling here. There is a open weight class in the first, I think the 100, and then we're going to begin action at, I believe you said 113?
115.
115.
Paige Clemenson has to pick up a forfeit here at 120 at 100. Got the coin toss going on right now.
There we go.
For those of you who aren't familiar with it, this determines whether which team gets the choice on odd matches or even matches. I had a captains one year that went out and I asked him we get odd or even, and the one captain come back and said we deferred to the second half and took the wind. And I said, oh, that's funny. We started the meet. We were two first period pins. I finally had to look at him and go, are we odd or even? Oh, we forgot to tell you that part, Coach.
Thanks.
Appreciate
it also, who comes out on the mat first? If you have a really deep lineup and your depth is great, you can choose to bring someone else out if the other team throws somebody out. But we didn't have that. We had a number of individual weights covered by one person. I'm going to be there for that. So I think whomever steps on the mat, that's who you see. So, but back to what I was saying earlier, back in the day, you can think of, you'd have brothers that were wrestling. Yep. So, if you go back right now, the most recent history, you probably go back to the Brands brothers. You go back to the Brands, you go back further than that. But now you're seeing sisters on the team, which is a really interesting perspective.
And we have the Cornell sisters wrestling tonight for us. So Paige Clemenson picking up her forfeit at 100 pounds. We'll have we have a double forfeit. And here comes Bree. Bree will be wrestling Caitlin Goldner from Benton Community. First, Bree Swenson has always been quite a story for us. This is just her third year of competitive wrestling. She's one of the top wrestlers in the state of Iowa. She was picked as one of the top ones pound for pound in the state, in the top 25 pound for pound in the state. And you know as well as I do, Tony, that nowadays if you're going to wrestle, you got to start when you're young. And Bree started as a 9th grader, and she's just been a force ever since.
Now, if I remember right, last year when they sanctioned girls wrestling, she finished 3rd at the state tournament. So
she was 3rd at state, and the loss she had in the semifinals to a girl from Oakland Riverside, she avenged at State AU, and she was State AU champ. In deep with the 6. Here
we are.
Took her down with a side cradle.
Hanging on.
And there's the fall in 16 seconds. Bree Swenson with a 16-second pin. The Vikets lead at 12-0 right off the bat.
What a great way to start the duel.
Her technique is so smooth.
Again, you're stepping out on the mat against a girl who was 3rd in the state last year. Don't hang your head. Just look at that opportunity as getting better. She's got a lot of experience, a lot of matches. She did a lot of wrestling in the spring and in the summer, so she's got a lot. Not that the other girl from Benton didn't. No, nothing there. But you're wrestling a girl who's a junior, 3rd in the state, solid competitor.
We got Bailey Davis from Benton Community against Viket Ellie Weeds. Ellie Weeds has been just fun to watch. She's probably got the most matches wrestled this season.
Wow.
And she finished second at the O-line tournament last Saturday. Oh, she's going for a throw.
There it is.
Headlock in deep.
There's a headlock.
Okay.
She's hanging on tight.
Sit.
She's just sitting there nice. Hang on. Get back around.
Get back behind.
She's up under her feet. Nothing. Oh. So one escape.
Yeah. Got to be careful with that move, Ellie. She finished second. She finished second at the O-line to Jalen Goodale from Osage, who beat her at the state tournament last year and is ranked number 1. Ellie was beating her when she lost in the 3rd period. Get behind. She got the takedown. Nice little.
Yep.
Going right for the half. Right
there
for the
it is.
drive.
Oh, driving. She's there. She's running it. She's reaching through. Now she's getting points right now.
On the edge.
Really great. She's on her toes. Hips are square to the mat. She's got a good hang. Yep, there she goes. She's readjusting. Now that is an important piece. She readjusted, bringing her back onto the mat.
And got a deeper half.
She's
Straighten
still.
the arm. She needs to pull that arm and
Yep,
straighten it out.
yep, there she goes. That's a good solid.
6-1. 39 seconds to go in the period. First period.
One of the things I remember in high school, my coach saying, "Be careful. You live and die by the headlock."
That's
you
right.
throw that, great. You get caught in it, not so great.
You walk in, you can walk. I mean, anybody can do that. Chloe
Absolutely.
Sanders, who's ranked number 2 in the state as a freshman.
Oh,
got
nice
pinned-
arm bar. Got a
Oh,
nice
she got-
arm bar
she got
right to
deep
her back.
arm bar.
Look at that.
Sag back,
Settle.
sag
She's got to
back,
get her head
gotta
up.
sag back.
Got to get her head up. Readjust, readjust, readjust.
Oh, that's deep.
That's a fall. That's a fall. That's 2 falls back to back.
With a pin in a time of 1:35, Ellie Wheats. Vikets take an 18-0 lead.
Now, I would tell you last year, I remember Ellie was out most of the season, just wasn't quite herself, couldn't compete, but I'm going to tell you right now, a year removed and now she's back at it, that is a solid,
She had a
solid
great
year of
state. She
improvement.
had a great state tournament last year, and that really helped out a lot. Got Olivia Primrose now against Benton Community's Alexis Northcutt. Olivia was out for about a week with a concussion, but she's better now. Wrestled Saturday at the at Olwine.
Yeah, there's too much going on. I'm watching and I notice they're not going ear to ear.
Right.
They're going forehead to forehead, which is always the best way. If you're going to tie up, forehead to forehead. Ear to ear, you're just stuck in that position.
You can't see your opponent if you're ear to ear.
Right. Oh, he's hanging on, hanging on. Keep circling.
Square up,
She's
square
got to
up.
keep
Gotta
circling.
square up.
Just keep circling. There you go.
Now she's
Yep.
got to carry in. She's got to carry in.
Yep,
She just
stay
had
up.
to finish
Good.
it.
Way to go.
Just
Good
back
fight
out.
back to her feet. Good fight back to her feet. Didn't give it up.
She didn't.
That's a tough position.
And the other thing is, she did not. She got in there, realized she was in the wrong place, and got out.
Yep.
A lot
Yes.
of kids get in there and just hang
Yep.
there. Olivia did a really good job of backing back out of that.
And got back to her feet, which is always a good thing. Let's start back at the neutral position.
Right.
And again, just a detail. Head to head, forehead to forehead, going forward.
Got the leg. She got that leg beat.
Bring it in. She's getting turned. She's got a square.
19
Yep.
seconds left. Step over. Oh, don't step over that.
Oh.
Holy cow, that worked.
That
Olivia gets Primrose with the takedown. We got 10 seconds to go in the first period.
She's got a circle to stay behind her hips. She's out to the side.
Go for
Without
it,
her.
Rich.
There she goes.
Yep, there. Power
Yep,
half.
look at that. Power half. There she goes.
After one period, we're actually going to a second period this round.
She's choosing down.
Yep.
If she chooses down, I remember being told, if you choose down, you got to choose to get up. You're making the choice to get up and get your one.
And see, that goes so against the way things used to be, because my dad taught us you always take up, but I like taking down better because
Yeah.
you can score from there. Primrose with the escape. It's 3-0.
She's up. She's up. She's got one. Hands are out. Good tie up again. She's got an inside tie. Inside ties are great. This is working well.
It's something I think they stress. Their kids, their coaches stress real big. Is that.
The part of that is that be on the outside working your way in. Here she is.
If you're in inside position, you're inside their arms. That's where you always
Yes.
want to be.
Now, as I'm watching this, I'm noticing their stance. Knees are bent, shoulders are right where they should be.
They're not crossing.
They're not crossing. They're standing straight up.
Yep.
Which that's a big piece. You can tell who's going to get tired towards the end of the match by who starts standing up first. And if
That's
you
right.
stay in your stance, you're aiming at the right spots.
That's right. That's absolutely it.
A little bit of hand fighting going on. Headbutting a little bit, I think.
No, they would.
No, you're just trying to close the space.
Olivia's looking for an opening.
Yep.
You know,
And that's okay.
And
Keep setting it up.
She's a very deliberate wrestler. She likes to look for an opening. Nice shot.
Nice to a
shot.
double.
Oh, what a move.
Wow.
What a move.
Drive to a double. That does amazing.
She basically...
Oh, she's got it. She's got points. She's counting them. They're counting. She's got a nice arm bar.
There's the
There it is. 17 seconds left on the match.
Time of 3 minutes and 43 seconds.
Yeah.
Olivia Primrose with the pin, and it's 24-0 Vikettes. That brings up freshman Erica Martin at 125 for the Vikettes against...
Sophomore Erica Martin, I believe. She's a sophomore.
You're right, she is a sophomore.
Yeah.
And against,
I know that because she's my neighbor.
Well, that helps.
Yeah.
Against Amanda Schnorr from Benton.
Right. So no headphones.
Okay.
Here we are. Good tie-up again. This is Erica's first year. And right. Look at the tie. Look at the forward pressure, head to head, hand fighting in there. Look inside tie.
I mean, she has done it. I think Erica, for first year wrestler, has done a tremendous job because she's wrestled in a tough weight.
Yep.
Now her opponent is basically trying to back up.
Oh, right here. Oh, a dresser dump. She had her head down. If she had reached, the old dresser dump would have worked. Oh my.
I love that move.
Oh yes, she had it. She just doesn't know it. Yeah. Oh, stay up. Oh, stay up. Turn it, face. There you go. Push her up. No. Snap. There you go. There she goes. She's back inside there. She's on the outside reaching in right now. She's got one arm on the inside. Good position. Yeah, don't worry about that. Just keep pressuring forward. There you go.
What an atmosphere in here tonight. Look at this crowd.
Oh, underhook. Oh, there's some good underhook in there. No, if she's going back, drive forward.
50 seconds to go in the period.
Fight and stay on the inside. Drive. This is a packed house for a dual meet, a single dual meet. Packed house.
Makes this old man smile.
It does.
These two are both doing a good job of just trying to.
Yep.
Nobody's getting over anxious.
Nope.
Nobody's trying to push the issue. They're going after what they can get after.
They're feeling each other out.
Got 20 seconds left. Oh,
Here we are. Oh, she's up.
Missed the shot.
She's up. Stay up. Get your head up. Fight that hand. She's got great hand fighting right now. Fighting hands.
For a cradle from there.
Oh, no. Oh, so close. That could have gone either way. That actually could have gone either way. Momentum carried that position.
Yep.
Nothing wrong with that. It could have gone either way. It fell for the double. Yes.
At the end of one period, where it's 2-0 for Schnorr.
Schnorr was the beneficiary of great momentum.
Yep.
There's a lot of pressure coming in from both. Pushed it over just enough, and she just went with the roll.
And she stopped the momentum.
There she is.
She was able to stop the momentum. Nice right up, Erica right up. Northcutt trying to bring her back down, trying to hand fight it right here.
She's fighting it good. 2-on-1. Now that's what I'm seeing now. The details to me are the most important part. 2-on-1. Oh, there she is. Oh, she caught her. In a reversal. And back points should have been. She had her turn now. She's trying.
For it now. We're tied 2-2.
They're tied 2-2. There's no riding time in high school, so
no.
The benefits are.
But there should be.
We'll lobby for that at another time, but here she is on a half. In on a half, she's behind her. Right now, she needs to get out to the side of the half and run it. Right now, she's behind, she's changed position.
Girl came back to her knees.
Back to her knees, yep. Right now, I'd say pressure forward. Pick up an ankle drive forward, get her back to her belly. There she is, she must have heard me.
Yeah, you have that old Cale Sanderson style of riding with a half.
Yes.
Riding with an arm bar.
Now, pick up an ankle, or pull her back, suck back right there.
We're going to give it, cut her loose. Yeah. Okay.
Oh, let her go. We're up now.
No, escape.
Nope. Back to the tied position. Drive! Oh, nice!
Martin
What a shot! What a deep shot! Deep shot! She stopped through it.
It's the reverse. It's the takedown. It's 5-2, 38 seconds to go in the second period.
So here's where the double takes place is once she committed to the shot, driving straight through. She stopped where the legs were, And that's where Schnorr was able to capitalize on that and finish that. So she wasn't afraid to shoot.
My dad coached, he always said, you want to shoot 2 feet behind him.
And had she finished 2 steps behind, Schnorr would have been seated.
Schnorr's going for the cradle.
Oh, there it is.
Out comes Martin again. She's got
a reversal.
10 seconds to go. It's 5-4.
Get her back to the mat. There you go. No, there can't be. Oh, I thought he was calling lock hands. I said there's no way. Half. Try a half.
Fury's going to run out.
There it is. Running out of time. Well, this is a back and forth.
Schnorr leads at 5-4 going into the third period.
Hey, get mad now. Let's go.
Martin has choice again, or Martin had choice this time.
Yeah. 5-4, back and forth. This is what you see when you have 2 equally skilled opponents.
Martin's up. She's fighting.
She's fighting hands.
2-on-1.
She's fighting hands. Oh, she's got it. She's up.
Brings her back down.
She's got to work her way up. Oh. Now, right now, she's got a tight waist. Not doing a whole lot. Looks like she's trying to cradle. She's running it. Nope. Got her legs straight. Good fight.
Still got
plenty of time. Plenty of time. Keep your head up. Look away right now. Peeling it off. Look away right now. Yep. Hand fighting there. Oh, be careful on that. There we go. She's got to just keep looking away. Now, I can tell you years ago, riding on top like that, potentially dangerous. Full Nelson on Schnorr.
That's a penalty point.
1 point.
And we are tied.
We are tied. 5-5. So back to what I was saying is that riding parallel like that for too long would have been called for stalling. Because you're not advancing. You're not out to the side trying to run a move. So
you have a lot of officials nowadays who will call that immediately.
Yeah. So she's got to keep moving. She's got 1:14 to make a change in order to win this match.
Now, in your opinion, in a tie like this late, who is the onus on more, the top girl or the bottom girl?
I would say the bottom girl. The bottom girl's got an opportunity to win. Yeah. She's got to get off the bottom, get to her feet, clear herself, and be square.
Erica's doing a great job of fighting that half, but she's going to have. But right now, Schnorr's just being parallel. Schnorr's going off the side. She's going to cross.
She's trying.
Got 40 seconds left.
She's up.
Martin
She's up. She's up. And she turns.
She got the reversal.
She's over reversal.
Got 30
Keep that arm.
Left.
If she keeps that arm.
7-5.
That's 2. Get an arm. Half. There you go. Turn. Run it. Run it. Now here right now, use your head to push your head down.
These two are exhausted.
They are.
We got about 15
Bring
seconds
her back
to go
down
in the match.
Keep her down. Keep her down.
Arms, Erica. Stay behind
Keep
the
her down.
arms.
Stay behind the arm.
10 seconds.
Drive her forward. Drive her forward. There you go.
On top.
Keep that arm. Keep that arm. Run that half.
We're going to get a win here.
Yep, here we go. She's running it. She's running it.
Erica Martin with a 7-5 decision over Amanda Schnorr.
What a tight match.
What a great match.
Down to the wire. And again, I would still say, regardless of that, the bottom person has the opportunity to win that.
Yep.
The top person is not getting riding time, which you've either got to, at that point, back in the day, we used to cut them. Yep. Cut them and go to your feet. You've got a chance to win this by 1. Let them go, get to the feet, and take them down.
Yep. It's 27-0 Vikettes, and here comes Chloe Sanders, number 2 ranked in the state as a freshman at 130 pounds. She is so much fun to watch, Tony.
Good tie-up. Lots of aggressive pressure. Moving forward. Oh, underhooks.
Oh, going for the bare hook. Got her in.
She's counting. They're counting already. She's already there. 1, 2, 3, 4. Keep her on the mat for a little bit. Get some turning.
This is the younger sister of Gabe and Cooper Sanders, our state finalists last year.
Oh, she's
got
almost
a
too
deep
far.
arm bar.
Very
she
deep.
went a
She's
little
almost
far.
too far. There she goes. She's readjusting.
She's going back to front.
Yep.
Going back to front with it. It's a weird position, but
yeah, it is.
But I mean, again, this girl's a freshman.
She is,
and she's like.
Yep, there it is.
45-second pin for Chloe Sanders. It is 33-0 Vikettes. Got 135. We have a pair of freshmen. We have a pair of freshmen in Lizzie Wolf from Benton Community against Allie Erickson. Allie's brother Curtis is the Vikings 195-pounder, was state qualifier last year. This is Allie's first year wrestling. She broke her thumb right at the beginning of the season, so she just got back a couple weeks ago and has done a pretty good job for the Vikettes at 35, especially with the loss of Rayleigh Sander to ankle injury. And she's aggressive. She's a good athlete. She just hasn't had the experience on the mat. And Wolf is probably one of Benton's best kids, so this should be an interesting match.
So we talked about brothers on the team. We've talked about sisters on the team. We failed to mention brothers and sisters on the team. So what a unique opportunity to have, because to think about it, this might be the only sport right now, maybe bowling,
golf,
and golf. So but you're not competing at the same time.
That's true.
So bowling you could. Here, you are on the mat wrestling at the same time that your brother or sister would be.
Yep.
Which is a very interesting. Oh, nice. Oh, keep going through.
Nice spin.
Nice spin. Keep going through. Good job. Oh.
Trying a little cement mixer. She's got a front headlock. Wolf has a front headlock tied in.
Now she's got a cow catcher.
Yeah, and Allie's got to keep her arms in. Got to keep her
bring your elbows
in.
down.
Oh,
yeah. Don't lean into
Wolf
it.
has that deep.
Nope. Stay square with her. Just stay square with her. Nope.
Oh, that's deep.
Oh, no, that's deep. That's super deep. It's tight around the head. Yeah. It's very deep.
Wolf with the pin in a minute 25. And that makes it 33-6 Vikettes.
What year was her opponent?
They're both freshmen.
They're both freshmen. That was a solid performance.
Yes, it was.
From
Wolf is probably, I think her record's like 27-1 or something like that, so she's pretty good.
Solid kid.
This brings for the Vikettes, brings up sophomore Sadie Burke. Sadie's won a tournament this year. She is fun to watch wrestle. And she is
this is her second year wrestling. She wrestled last year as a freshman. And one of the things that you like to see over the course of a wrestling career is the improvement year to year. You know, to see where they started in, because last year was her first year, never wrestled before. Comes in now as a sophomore, has got a little more experience under her belt, and is a competitor. Won a tournament.
And she won a real good tournament at Anamosa. She's wrestling.
Look at that pressure. Shoulder right in the back of the neck.
She's wrestling a really good senior named Carly Sims for Benton.
Yeah. There she is. She's got a deep half right now. Running it the right way.
Half deep. Take your time. You can take your time, Sadie.
She's readjusting. Look at the readjustment. Settling chest to chest, just the way you would. Solid technique. Good fundamental wrestling.
Getting points. She's got her.
She's on her toes. She's got a lot of weight down on those. Her shoulders are paired.
102. A minute 2 seconds for Sadie Burke. Vikettes go up 39-6.
The thing that you see amongst the common denominator amongst all of the competitors that I've seen has been the details. The devil is in the details. You see the readjustments in that, especially in a position like that. You see the inside ties, the head-to-head tie-ups. You see the stance where your weight is well placed, shoulders are bent, knees are bent, your shoulders are over in a good spot, you're not standing straight up.
We got Ann Cornell for the Vikettes, a senior, against Benton Community's Lainey Armstrong, who's also a senior. Ann and her sister Dakota came out this year for the first time. Dakota's a sophomore, I believe. Yeah, sophomore.
Yes.
And I'll tell you what, they have, for as little as they've wrestled, they have had some big wins for us at both Animos and at the Vikette Invitational, which we won, the team won. They had pins down the stretch that clinched the title for us.
Oh, look at that. What sprawl. Oh, she got wound up in there. Big steps. That leg out, getting her leg out. What an amazing sprawl. Seated on her behind, gets her legs out.
And now and Tony, she's given up 10 pounds because she bumped up from 45 to 55. And now she's going for a half. Now she's going for it.
She got a wrist. Now look, she's got a wrist
control. Sag back, come back this way, Annie.
She's
Back
readjusting,
this way.
getting her heads up, hips are down.
Got to get weight back on her
Yes.
legs because that one
Just
leg's
stay
off.
there.
Yeah.
Just stay there. Just let gravity and weight just settle there.
That's hard. That's
Right
hard.
there.
It's really hard to hang.
There it is.
There it is. And Cornell with a pin in 1 minute and 10 seconds. And the Vikets go up 42-6.
Now, I'm going to point out an interesting fact that both Ann and her sister are part of the Voyagers dance team.
Yes, they
so
are.
you have two girls who
We
are
have
part
three
of the
because Emma Gillen, our 105
yes.
pounder, is a Voyager.
So competing tonight, we have two of our Voyager dance team members and wrestlers. So that's talk about a combination. Where else does that happen?
you don't get
Right.
You don't get that very often.
No, you don't. What
this-
a unique opportunity.
Dakota's is bumping up from 155 to wrestle 170 tonight against.
You know, when you have as when you're younger and your kids, you wrestle around, and maybe you don't know quite wrestling, but you wrestle around in your living room, you wrestle around in the grass. Now you've learned some wrestling technique. Can you imagine now Ann and Dakota wrestling out in the backyard?
Yeah,
It's not
wouldn't surprise me a bit.
No. Now they go, nice little jump.
Dakota,
To a
now
double. Oh my
Dakota's
God.
giving up 15.
Something. What? Injury. There's an injury right now. There's an injury right now.
Yep.
I don't know what. But
like an
here-
ankle. Look at
so
ankle or knee or something.
yeah, she was grabbing her ankle pretty bad.
Just
She
12
might have rolled
seconds
it.
in the match.
Yep. She might have rolled it. Yeah. Sure. Oh yeah.
You do though. Dakota's bumped up from 155. She's actually giving up 15 pounds on
Wow.
this mat too. We got Manny Smolota.
What I haven't seen in a long time, and I'm gonna be honest with you, the thing I haven't seen in a long time is a little dump like that. She had it was almost a fireman.
It was a nice
it was a
little dump.
fireman dump, a short dump right there.
Yeah, it was.
So
nice
it
little
was
dump.
it was again. The idea is you're wrestling with people in your backyard, yourself, your siblings, just sibling rivalry. Now you add the layer of now I've got technique. So now you know if ever you're getting into those squabbles, you're pulling on each other's head. You're looking for a double. You're running halves, things that you didn't think about before. She may be out. Injury default. Injury default.
We're picking up an injury default at 170. Dakota Cornell, and now we'll have our final match of the
Final
night
match.
for the girls
Yes.
at 195.
And Justice Dominic, I believe, last year was her first year, if I remember right.
Yep.
And I don't know for sure. I thought she was a state qualifier, but I could be wrong.
Yeah. Dakota's. If this makes any sense to you at all, Dakota's first high school match was at the state tournament last year because it was an open. She lost her first one, then won an overtime.
Dakota or
match.
Justice?
No, Justice.
Justice, yes.
Justice. That was her second match out. She won an overtime, and then picked up another win along the way. So, where was your first match, Mom? At the state.
At state. Yeah, that's right. It wasn't open. You're right. I remember that. Now look at that. Good front headlock, down, got around.
Justice Dominic is just an athlete.
Yeah, she is.
Incredible swimmer.
Yep.
Very,
Yes.
strong and aggressive. Very aggressive. Her sister, Jordan Webster.
Oh yeah.
Jordan was an incredible headlocker.
Yes.
Came out as a senior for the first time and got to the blood round to state her senior year, almost placed.
Locked hands. She's giving up a point.
Justice has
Simple
been
mistake. Happens.
Yeah, Justice has
but
been
is it
battling
costly?
a ankle injury for about a month. She had a high ankle sprain in the consolation finals of our tournament.
Okay.
And it's one of those injuries you can't really tape it.
No.
You can't really do much for it.
You can give it time.
Yeah,
the thing
that's
you got to
right.
do is give it time.
Bikettes lead at 51-6 going into this final match of the meet.
Yep, there it is. She's got
Great
an arm bar.
performance by the home team.
Now she digs that arm bar in, grabs the wrist, which I think she's looking for. She's trying to settle that arm bar in deep right now. Notice the time, the patience on that.
That's right.
She changed. She changed right away. Wasn't going, and now she's changing.
And the thing with Justice also, she's been a great leader for this team. Here we go. Up. Missed the half. Missed the half.
Yep. Now.
Don't try and lift her.
Yeah, no. See, now under a couple different schools of thought, I remember always trying to pull kids on top because I thought that was the right thing. It wasn't until college where we would take them forward. You know, pinch the leg, tight squeeze, let them go forward, because bringing them back, they could land on top of you.
Mason seems to want to. Mason was going for a bear hug and she missed.
Yeah. I know
with the takedown is 4-2.
I know the kind of swimmer that Justice is, strong swimmer, which means you have a lot of upper body strength. Right now, I don't know that I would, as her opponent, want to try to bear hug someone who's got the upper body strength of a 4-year varsity swimmer.
Well, yeah, and as long as she swam going back, I mean, she's got her whole life has been swimming. Her dad was our girls' swim coach for a number of years too. So I mean, Justice has grew up in the water, and she's another one that I wish would have started wrestling a little
couple
sooner.
Years ago.
Yeah, because she's already tremendous.
Don't get you
going for the bear hug, and she got it.
And that shows you how strong she is. She picked her up. She grabbed her from an extended position, sucked her in, and picked her up.
I think she went down on her head, Tony.
That's possible.
Yeah, I think she did.
Yeah.
We got Maddie out there, our trainer, along with Jason Sanders, who is one of our assistant coaches and a nurse practitioner. Or just kind of keep an eye on her.
Again, I do want to, anyone who's just now joining us, want to thank you for joining us here and welcome you to the Garrison Fieldhouse on the beautiful campus of Vinton-Shellsburg High School here in Vinton, Iowa. We have a nearly standing room only crowd, probably one of the most packed houses we've had in such a long time. And again, just a single duel between the visiting Benton Community Bobcats and the Vinton-Shellsburg Vikings and Bikettes.
This is. I mean, I can think of years where we were having, if we had parents' night, and when the parents came down, there wasn't anybody in the bleachers.
Right, and we can go back a couple years ago when we had some highly accomplished athletes in the lineup, and again, unless it was a multi-duel. Wasn't as packed as this, and I think we go back to the Battle of Benton County on the mat. Right. You know, I think tonight the girls will own the bragging rights for.
I think they will. Mason is continuing. It's 6-2. Got a minute 30 to go in the first period or in the second period.
Yeah, got a nice. She's got a nice arm bar. She's running it nice. She's got that arm trapped. She's taking her time. She's going to turn.
That far wrist.
That's going to,
sit through.
And now there it is.
Sit.
There it is.
All right, keep walking.
She's hanging on.
Walking.
Time. Yep.
What happened?
But why did that go off? The clock.
Oh, the
clock.
So
injury time was running.
Okay.
They let that keep running. They didn't go back to the original score clock. So that's what happened. So whatever was left of the injury time.
I didn't think. I was thinking there was.
I thought that was a short end of that second period, but that was a tight arm bar and a half there. Not an arm bar and a wrist, and the error on the clock might have helped the visiting Bobcat.
Yeah, I think so. You know, and you're talking about how solid our technique looks, and this goes back to our coaching staff. I mean, we have a top-notch coaching staff, both the girls and the guys, Brant Corcoran and Jason Sanders and Jody Pfizer for the girls, and of course head coach Brian Sheston and Jay Bridgewater and Mike Schwann for the boys. I mean, these guys have worked together for years.
Yeah.
You know, you see so many much similar technique between the two. Okay, they're going to call this bad time, Tony, and we're going to go back to 26 seconds. So we are restarting from where the injury occurred.
However, are we still counting back points?
No.
No. Okay, so they took that off. Okay.
So it was.
So here we are.
They took that off mainly because they should have been wrestling at that point with the clock. But
there, now her hips are broken down flat. She's looking for that armbar again. I think she's got a favorite move here. I'm going to say it's an armbar. The half
she's
is
going to go with that. She's going to go with that or a power half.
Yep.
And I think
there it is. She used the half to set up the armbar. Yep. Now she's going back to the half. So the interesting part about that is the ability to use one move to set up another.
Yep.
I'm going to try the armbar. She posts her hand on the outside. I switch to a half. She switches that back and brings her other arm up, which Justice is looking for that armbar, because that armbar on the left, there it is.
Here comes the bear hug again.
There it is again.
And here she goes.
What? Okay. Now, I think this is where the injury occurred last time, where she got brought back to the mat.
Yeah, but I don't think this is her head this time.
No, I think it might have been the shoulder last time as well.
Oh.
My guess. But now this is the second injury time. Now, if I remember right, shouldn't that give Justice the opportunity to choose what position she's in?
If this continues, yes.
She's going to get. Now, assuming she can continue. If she can't continue, then it would be a medical forfeit.
Right.
Because it was not considered illegal move. It's just she's suffering some injury, and it looks like it's probably a shoulder to her elbow kind of a situation. And now she's out of
I saw the official slap his shoulder,
yeah.
So I'm guessing that's what happened. They
and here's my thought. Right now, I would say if you're not sure, take the injury default.
Yeah, she's going to default. She is taking the injury.
Take the injury default. You've got a few weeks before the state tournament, and you want to be healthy for that. So take the loss now, get healthy, be ready to compete.
Vikets pick up that medical forfeit. They lead 57 to 6. Benton's Mo Brown is taking the forfeit at heavyweight. And that brings our final score for the girls' meet. Vikets 57, Bobcats 12.
So tonight's Battle of Benton County for the Vikets and the Lady Bobcats. The Vikets win the Battle of Benton County on the mat tonight.
I don't have we need to get a boys lineup. We're going to introduce the seniors.
Are they going to introduce the seniors here?
Yeah, they're going to do seniors.
So what I'm going to There's a momentary pause in the action as we clear the mats for the boys to come up here and compete. There will be announcing of our senior boys for
senior boys
before the competition.
Yes.
Before the competition begins, we're going to announce senior boys and girls
and our senior cheerleaders.
And our cheerleaders. So there'll be a little bit of that going on. So once that finishes, we will resume wrestling on the mat. Yeah, good.
Hey. You're out of here?
No.
That poor girl in that last match.
I don't know. Oh, sorry.
Oh, wait.
Oh. Yeah, but I don't think that's how it's used for mine.
Yeah, it does.
All right, sounds good. I did, yeah, I'm at F1. Yeah. All right, I'm gonna go run, take a quick. Okay, announcer break.
All right.
Good. Oh, go ahead. Do what you got to do.
I muted the mic. What's that? Oh.
Need our senior parents for the wrestlers and cheerleaders. Senior parents, wrestlers, boys and girls, and cheerleaders for the auxiliary band. Her future plans are to attend Kirkwood and major in digital marketing. Senior Justice Dominic.
Hey, I did everything I was trying to do. I did everything you told me to, buddy.
Sarah Reese and Mark Harrison. First participated in wrestling 4 years in the state qualifier last year. Football 4 years. Track 2 years. Soccer 2 years. Baseball 5 years. First and future Senior Curtis Erickson.
We could do soccer.
Yeah, that's right. Oh, yeah, that'd be great.
Senior Cougar Sanders, parents Jason and Andy Sanders. High school wrestling 4 years. State runner-up champion last year and state champion in Utah. Other activities: soccer 2 years, football 1 year. His future plans are to continue wrestling in college. Senior Cougar Sanders.
Okay, we're good.
Cheerleaders, Autumn McGowan, parents of the
It's just that she's blocking the camera for the whole stream.
4 years, football cheer 2 years, volleyball 1 year, golf 4 years, FFA 4 years, National Honor Society 2 years. Autumn's future plans are to
So, yeah, it's back to, we're back to on. There we go.
Senior Autumn McGowan. Senior Bailey Wheeler, parents Shannon Wheeler and Calvin Wheeler. Wrestling cheerleader 3 years.
You know, I don't know how many of the kids will continue on to wrestle beyond here, but I would tell you these are some of the most memorable things you're going to have about your high school career.
Yeah.
You're going to remember you may not remember matches down the line, but you're going to remember the teammates that you had. You know, for me, I always remember the trips we always took, traveling into tournaments all over the place. part of the reason why I continue through college. Is I really enjoyed the opportunity to be around my teammates, build that camaraderie. You will remember your big matches. You will remember your big matches.
You never forget that.
You'll never forget that. For the girls that are just now coming out as a first year or even their second year, this will be something that you'll remember, whether you're a junior, senior. The girls who are out as freshman, sophomore are going to have 4 years of memories that they can make about this, which is absolutely amazing. So, they're going to be able to say things to their family and friends 15 years down the line. Hey, I wrestled in high school.
I remember. There are a lot of guys I wrestled in high school. There were opponents that I still have been in touch with over the years. I was, it's probably no surprise to anybody if I say I was a heavyweight, but I was a 188-pound heavyweight when I was a senior in high school. And there are quite a few guys that I have bumped into on Facebook over the years that were guys I wrestled. One or two of them I beat, the rest not so much, but it's fun to talk about, run into guys that you knew back then and talk to, about that, and they're still love wrestling just as much as we did, and as we did at those days. So it's I've always said wrestling's you're not just part of a team, you're part of a family.
And I would agree.
And that is a family that's a family that goes beyond just your school. It goes to your conference. It goes statewide. I mean, you're part of almost an international family.
Yeah.
And one of the exciting things, one of the things I always enjoy about this is that you can't ever be ashamed. You can't ever be afraid to talk wrestling with people, especially from Iowa, because they all know it.
Absolutely.
We need a lineup.
Okay. Do you have a weigh-in sheet? Do you have a weigh? Yeah, is that the weigh-in sheet for the?
These are the girls.
Okay.
Great, something down.
We'll see what happens. We're gonna play this one by ear. But I agree. One of the things that's international, and I hate to throw this out like soccer, but wrestling is international. No matter where you go, whatever level of wrestling that you've done, high school, college, Greco, freestyle, you're part of a larger community.
You don't run into a lot of Iranian wrestlers, or Iranian football players.
No,
but you run into a lot of Iranian wrestlers, and Russian wrestlers,
yes,
or Ukraine, any of those countries over there.
Now we've got a little bit of a pre-dual action with our JV matches right now, so got a couple kids working to get some experience on the mat, which is always fun to see. Oh, good. I don't know how many there will be. And again, I guess now we're live again. So
you guys missed a lot of cool stuff.
Yeah,
we just said.
Yeah. I'm just going to put it to what he said.
Yeah, we'll go with that.
Yeah, we'll go with that.
This is Landon Osborne wrestling for the Vikings. I'm not sure who's out there for Benton, but we'll.
And again, we've got a JV match or two, maybe a few more. This is where you're getting your experience to break into that varsity lineup. So, win, lose, or draw, you've got to get the experience in. You got to get the mat time.
One of the things that's interesting, and you see, you don't see in a lot of programs, you don't see the numbers you used to see in wrestling. I have a team picture from my sophomore year, the last year my dad was head coach here, when we had 38 guys out for wrestling. We had 14 seniors.
Wow.
Half of which never wrestled a match that year because Dad wouldn't let seniors wrestle JV.
Oh, sure, yeah.
So
yeah, that was the thing.
And you didn't have JV tournaments in those days, so you had seniors who stuck it out all the way through who may never wrestle a varsity match. And you don't get that these days, but at the same time, the level of the sport has gone up, and the talent of the sport has gone up.
For sure. I think what I'd like to see, wrong knee down, wrong knee up. And there's 26 seconds left on the clock. I think that's what they're pointing to. So, wait, was that the time? I would agree with the level of wrestling that's changed over the years. The level of technique that you learn at an early age. I do think that numbers are always important. You got to have someone to get into that grind with in the room over and over again. So, first year wrestlers, second year wrestlers, guys who are just still trying. That's like a Granby roll. That's like a Granby roll. I don't know how he's got it, but he's there. He's hanging on.
Landon, go this way. Turn toward the head. There you go.
He's
Osborne
readjusting.
got him. Oh, Lordy.
That's flat. That's as flat as you're going to get.
Landon Osborne.
What an unconventional roll into a reversal, back points, and to a pin.
You don't see a lot of Granbys anymore.
No. And I would say, as a Granby king myself at one time in my high school and college career, he didn't even have a leg. So he was able to hit that roll.
He did.
And I'm going to tell you the piece that was, because I know it, he was out to that tee where he could do that. He was able to hit that tee right in the right spot and settle to that.
Did you ever go to a Granby camp?
I did. I went out to West Virginia to the Granby camp, to the guy who was the Granby king. I'm trying to remember his name, but what I can remember, older guy, actually was a gymnast much of his life, got into wrestling, but when I went to shake his hand, he was missing the thumb on his hand. And everyone who knew it, my coach knew it, my high school coach knew it. He goes, well, when did you shake his hand? Did you notice something? So he knew before I did. He goes, yeah, I didn't have something. He goes, yeah, he lost. He told me the story, but it was a very interesting. What was that Granby camp? We took the entire team. And we actually took a couple guys from a neighboring school that he knew, and it was a great camp, amazing camp.
I never went to one, but I had a buddy I coached with that took his team there one time, and he said, you're sitting there the whole time and you're trying to absorb all of this, and you can't.
No.
Okay, we got Eli Olinger coming up here for the Vikings at 100 pounds, wrestling Garrett Cook from Benton Community. And I'll tell you what, Eli Olinger weighed in today at 97.7 pounds, which sounds more like a radio station than a weight.
That's true.
Cook came in at 105, but I'll tell you what, Eli Olinger's a blast to watch.
Yeah, look at him. Look, again, back to the technique. Oh, nice. Look at him, dragging. That's a front headlock. Look at that. What a nice spin. Good front headlock snap. Head position, hand fighting, bringing into the mat constantly, spinning on his feet, chest pressure down so he can spin. That is beautiful.
2-0 for Olinger in the first period here.
And there he is. He's working that cross face to that. Yep.
He's a cradler. I'll tell you what. He loves to cradle. I've seen him
good pressure. Now look, he's got that near leg hooked, keeping the guy off of his base.
That's right.
I didn't see a lot of that in the previous matches, but I'm watching it now. That's a good sign. It's keeping the bottom guy from being able to establish a base and constantly working, because right now Eli's working both ends of his body, his hands, his legs, hands and legs. Great pressure.
He's going to be a kid. He's going to be a kid that very possibly can end up being in the 100 next year, and he's just for the fact that he's as small as he is.
Yep.
And a kid like this, the experience is getting being outweighed by 8-10 pounds every match.
Yeah.
He is doing a tremendous job.
And I'm going to tell you right now, what's going to make the difference right now is technique. He's got good pressure. He's got hands. He's constantly attacking those hands. He's behind his shoulders a bit. Right now he's a little over, but again, he's got that near leg hook.
He's got that. Bringing that knee out,
absolutely.
Bringing that leg out to the
constantly
side with him.
To the mat, keeping his weight on him now. Before he gets to his feet.
Because you can be parallel with a kid as long as you're working something. If you're just parallel and grabbing wrists, they're going to call you for stalling. He's not going to get called for stalling.
No, not yet. No, he's doing way too much.
We're throwing that power.
Lots of pressure.
Short time. We got about 10 seconds to go in the period. He's still going for it.
Yep. Look at him. Great pressure.
Cook just looked up.
Very impressive. Yep. That's not a good sign.
No.
If you're worried about the score this early in the
Don't
match,
worry
that's
about
not a
the
good sign. Clock, scoreboard.
You probably had kids just like me that you're just sitting there going, quit looking at the clock.
Oh, I was raised. My coach was very much about if you're worried about the clock, you're worried about the wrong part of the match. You need to worry about what's going on there at the time.
I had kids that would turn around to look at the clock, and it was like, God, I wish you'd get taken down when that happens. But yeah, don't worry, the ref will tell you when the period's over.
Good position. Look at that. Great stance.
And they're both trying. Cook as well. He's trying to get in there.
Look at that sprawl. Look at that. Oh my gosh.
Got the
hard fight. Double underhooks. Now he's got that drag. He's got a front headlock. There he goes.
Cradle from the feet.
Oh,
just missed it.
2 more foot of mat space, and he's got a takedown.
That is one of Eli's go-to moves. He said he'll do that spin. He likes to do that spin and come around and put that side cradle in there.
That underhook and head, that front headlock is a monster for him. He's grabbing it. He's fighting in there. Good head position. He's giving up weight right now. He's giving up weight, so he's got to wrestle this match smart. He has to use solid technique, and good movement, and movement.
Yep, good. Yep.
And look at that sprawl. Hips in, feet back. He's driving. Yeah, look at that. He's got his head stuffed underneath, nice and tight. He's going for that front headlock again and again, and he's circling.
The side.
And he's circling. He's circling.
There we go.
Look at that circle.
Look at that. Beautiful.
How
takedown.
Relentless. Great technique.
45 seconds to go. Oliver takes a 4-0 lead.
Lots of pressure. Keep the pressure. And he's keeping him tight.
And the other thing, Tony, is he's not getting too high. He's staying behind the arms. When you're giving up 10 pounds at this weight,
10 pounds is huge. He might as well be giving up 20, because that kid on the bottom is 10 pounds.
That's 10% of your body weight.
Yeah,
and so he's basically his position. This is a clinic on position.
Absolutely.
Right here.
Got the arm strapped, he's fighting, he's getting inside, he's chopping that arm. Before he has a chance to get to his base, he's breaking him back down to his belly. And that way he has to work from ground zero back up. And right now he's got a leg up, pressure on him.
Look at that head. Look at the head right in the back of his head.
Right in the back.
That shin, put that shin right there in the base of the neck. You put that head right there at the back of the head.
So right now we're looking for an opportunity to get out, get a reversal, move something. I expect to see Max. Is it Max? Hey, Eli. I got his brother. Eli, get off the bottom and look for something here. Now, the stand-up here, I'm going to tell you, is an interesting piece, because that's changed over time. That's changed over time. It used to be you get 1 foot up, 2 hands on one, start pressuring back. Now it's got that 4-point stance coming up to a position here right now. Eli's stretching his body out right now to keep from getting cradled. He knows right now 10 pounds on him is heavy.
Yep.
And I'm going to tell you right now, he's got to keep that position, keep trying to move off the bottom, because that 10 pounds feels like 50 right now after controlling that.
And the other thing about it is, if he needs to get there.
There he is.
Back up to his base.
Yep. And either nice short sit. Yep, keep working. Look at the fingers. The fingers are on the mat. Walking him forward. He's keeping him from trying to armbar him, because he knows that's going to be a tight position to try to get out of.
Okay, Eli just took a stall warning a minute ago.
I'll take it. Less than a minute, up 4-0, I'll take it.
Yep.
I'll take it.
There's called strategic stalling.
Absolutely. Now he's up. Stay on your feet. Now, what I don't agree with is the Superman method, 1-on-1, trying to pull him apart. 2-on-1, stay on your feet as much as you can. But right now, he's playing the clock. 40 seconds left.
Another thing on a stand-up is, if you get your arm trapped down here, that's okay.
Yeah.
It's almost, because I've seen guys who like to come to the hip with that elbow, because then all you can do a hip heist and just hook that arm out, and you can pop right out. That's another way to do it. Do a stand-up.
Here he is. There's that 4-point stand-up. Yep, got a hard chop to that arm. And I can tell you the guy on top is giving him that chop after having been chopped, 10 times previously in the first 2 periods. So one good turn deserves another. Now he's up. 2-on-1. He's got it. He's fighting.
He's got a wrist.
He's fighting. He's staying up. Yep, but he's got to keep fighting. Stay on your feet. No, back down.
Nope.
That's all right. 13 seconds. He's playing the clock very well. Smart. Good attack.
Even if he gives
good pressure.
Even if he gives up a point here, it's not going to make any difference.
Who cares? No, it won't make a difference. and he fought that
Eli
match.
Olinger with a 4-0 decision gives the Vikings an early 3-0 lead in this meet. Olinger with the decision.
And you said he's just a freshman?
He is just a
I would
freshman.
tell you right now, he wrestled that match like an upperclassman.
Yes, he did.
Good position, good hard fighting, solid technique, played the clock the way you should,
Absolutely.
solid competitor. And was he wrestling up a weight class?
No,
Or is that his weight?
He's wrestling 106, but he weighs 97.7.
Wow.
We got Jason Eastman up here for freshman for Benton Community against Viking freshman Gavin Morgan.
Got a takedown early from the Benton Bobcat
Eastman.
here. He got an arm bar immediately. He's obviously got a favorite. So looking for a tilt right away. Nope, nothing. He's going to keep going back to it.
Gavin has been tough. Gavin's wrestled some tough matches this season so far, but he's another little scrapper we got here.
Yep.
Deep arm bar right at the edge of the
There it is
mat.
right there. Yep.
They call him. Called him out.
Something happened too.
Got
Out
the
of
back.
bounds?
Oh, they were out of bounds.
Oh,
Yeah, because the shoulders were out and the supporting points went out.
okay. So my confusion is in college wrestling to high school wrestling is that would have been legit. That would have been okay
Yeah.
points. That could have been a fall right there.
But if your legs are out of bounds and the
As long as you got a
Yeah,
toe
look
in,
at-
you're good. He had
I know
at least
that-
a shoulder.
That's one of the things about rule. That's one of the things about rule changes that's always cracked me up is the way it's shaped. It used to be is if one little part of your body was out of bounds, you were out of bounds. Now all you need is a toe.
Right, yes. And now that Benton Bobcat freshman has got some skill right now. He's
Eastman's
arm
got a-
bar.
Eastman's got a
He's
tough
looking for
bar
a
in
tilt.
there.
He's got an arm bar and a tight waist with that arm. That's a high level technical position.
Yep.
That's not something you picked up in the room. That's something you've been working on for a while.
And Gavin is a 106 pounder.
Oh, yeah.
Or is a 106 pounder wrestling. He is wrestling up
Yeah.
to fill that spot. So Eastman with that deep. Oh, there's a fall.
There it is.
Eastman with the pin in a minute and 26 seconds.
16 seconds.
16 seconds. They said there'd be no math.
That's
Bobcats
right.
take a 6-3.
All we had to do was read and talk, and I think we got that covered.
Yeah, nope. Here comes Alden.
Here we go.
Alden Swanson, state qualifier last year for us. Picked up a win, picked up a pin in the first round of the state tournament at 113. Lost to the eventual state champ and eventual third place finisher in his 2 consolation matches. So he solid technique.
Look at that.
Nice
Got
deep
it up.
single. Got a tree
Oh.
top in. We're in a shoulder brace
I
tonight.
might have encouraged him to keep the single finish to the mat first before he reached for the head.
Exactly what I was
Yeah.
thinking.
Oh, he's looking for an early win. Trying to finish, right? Oh, nice finish.
Alden's 16 kinds of energy looking for a place to get out. He's so much fun to watch. And he cut a lot of weight to get down here. Got out here to 120. He was wrestling
I
probably about 140, 145 during
cross country.
during cross country season, and but he looks strong.
Right? Yes. I actually thought he was going to try to hit a tilt from the position he had previously. He had the lean, he had all of the arms tight and pulled, and here he is back to his feet again.
He went to wrestling camp this summer, and he with Spencer Lee.
Oh yeah.
And
Just take your time. There we go.
nice little
2.
double by Swanson.
Now,
Didn't get it back.
because I have the confusion here between college and high school, do they do neutral danger?
No.
No. Okay. So you're in a tough position right now, Alden. You're gonna have to turn.
There you go. Nice turn.
Now reach back for that foot. Can you reach back for the foot in high school? Like right now, if you reach back and grab the foot, could he have done that? Okay.
Yep. Oh yeah.
Then he missed it.
That's a brutal move.
power half.
That is a brutal. That's
It is.
Taylor Lujan that used to wrestle you and I. That was his go-to move, and that was vicious.
That's a bow and arrow.
Yeah, I watched that move enough to know. I'm glad that didn't
Take
become
your
a
time,
thing.
settle, slow. Take your time. No. There's a little bit of play in the Bobcat's shoulder that he's going to have to be careful with. Because that's going to get called potentially dangerous as it gets exposed more and more and comes out.
You get those guys that are triple jointed.
Yes.
And it's like you're trying to. It's literally like you're trying to turn. It's like impossible to turn those guys sometimes.
Alden chooses down.
Yep.
He starts to move right off the whistle, which is always a great sign. Oh, look, turns right into it. Got a crotch lock. Sitting to his hip. Keeps trying to come around. If I didn't know any better, I'd say that was something he learned from his teammate, Brady.
Oh yeah,
from last year.
That is absolutely. I was just going to say that. That is absolutely a Brady Ortner move right there. Absolutely a Brady Ortner move.
Sits to your hip, keeps coming around. Now he's got an arm bar. So there it is. Oh, he's working. Oh, be careful.
Alden, get your hip.
Oh, right on top. Follow. Just settle. Settle right there. He came right back on top. The Bobcat rolled through. There he is. That's tough. Now he's too high right now to get a pin. He's got to readjust. He's going to have to settle back chest to chest. Now he is.
Oh, he's going Saturday Night Live. Saturday Night Ride.
There it is.
With the fall.
That's right, with the fall.
2 minutes, 53 seconds for Alden Swanson. The Vikings go back up 9-6. .126 for the Vikings. Going to be Zach Dickinson against Benton's Elijah Kupka.
So back to our recurring conversation. Brothers on the mat. He wrestles with his brother. We've had sisters with their sisters and brothers wrestle. Oh, nice little dump. Second time we've seen a dump like that tonight.
And the thing with that is it's an easy move to learn.
It absolutely is.
And if you can learn it to the point that it's a pretty easy move to learn to the point that you can actually just become a machine with it.
Absolutely. And it comes to you. If you're putting pressure in, the moment you feel it back, boom, it's right there.
Kupka in deep on a single.
Oh, fight that single. Hands. I hope he's fighting the hands here. Yeah. Oh. Are both these guys first-year wrestlers? First-year high school wrestlers?
No, Kupka wrestled varsity for Benton last year. It was pretty good.
He's a sophomore?
He's a sophomore.
Okay, solid kid. Yeah. Good technique. He's got a lot he's putting out on the mat.
And Zach got thrust into the lineup at 26. And Owen Mullenix's injuries kind of kept him. So Zach's jumped in there, and he's done it. He's done a pretty good job.
Nope.
Kupka with the fall in minute 5. That puts the Bobcats back up 12-9. Going into 132, and here's Carter Lamont for the Vikings against Benton's Brady Patterson.
You know, as a freshman, to wrestle varsity is a big deal. As a freshman, you weren't expecting to wrestle varsity. It's an even bigger deal. And, you know, the thing that I like about what he's doing is he knows my team needs me. I'm going to go out there and compete the best I can. I don't care who you put out there for me. I've got to try to help my team. And I think that's an amazing piece, especially against a guy that has even a year more experience on him at the high school level. It's different in middle school, 7th and 8th grade, but when you get to the high school and you're competing against partially grown men.
You're a freshman.
Oh, nice shot. Nice shot and come around. Wow.
Carter Lamont is so much fun to watch, and this kid lost a heartbreaker at state last year that kept it in the blood round. Lost to a kid from West Delaware in overtime and ended up not placing, but he was with an eyelash of placing. They could have possibly put us up in 3rd place in the team race last year, but he has he's grown. He's grown. He's 132-pounder this year.
Do you know what that does, being that close? It motivates you. It motivates you for the next season. I missed it by that much. I'm not going to let that happen again. No. You can see how much he has grown. He looks physically bigger.
He looks strong and
stronger.
He's so much fun to watch. His technique is so solid.
Nice little spiral there. He's got a half and a spiral, brings him right down to his hip. He keeps pressure on him. He's got pressure on that. Right now, the weight class is 135, correct?
32.
132. See, college, this guy, 132. He's now putting pressure on him. He feels like 150 pounds on top of that guy. Spiral pressure, hip pressure, constantly on top. That's what you want that opponent to feel.
And his dad
Look at the roll.
His dad was a really good wrestler in high school.
Yep. That's the roll. Nice right through to a tilt. Beautiful. Beautiful tilt.
Too bad this isn't freestyle.
Right. Freestyle, he's got points. There's 2 and 2.
I was going to say,
But he has the right idea.
Yep.
Got that nice armbar, rolled right through. That's the tilt I thought that Alden was going to do earlier.
Yeah.
So I'm guessing, just by looking, those two wrestle in the room a lot because you can see what they're doing very similar.
The other thing with Carter is, and when they wrestled Clear Creek, kid caught him in a cradle in the first period, couldn't turn him, and just basically they sat there. I kept thinking they were going to call a stalemate. And I asked him after the meet, I said, how was that cradle? And he goes, I love it when guys do that to me, because he said, I don't have to do that much to stay off my back, and they're fighting like crazy. So he says, they're hanging on to me, and they're gassing out. What a switch.
A switch.
A 3-second switch.
Amazing. And now he's back into control. He's got a tight waist. I'm going to tell you right now, a tight waist is tough. It does take the wind out of you. If you got someone who squeezes that, and he's got a pretty long arm, and I know because I was like that in high school, long arms. You could wrap around the guy from one end to the other, literally put your fingers on his spine and hang on. And so that's squeezing on that guy. It's taking pressure. And that's not the idea of the move, but it's a tight.
It is. And you get those guys that have those long arms, and they're literally, it's like they can scratch your kneecap without bending over. And
tie their shoes while they're standing up.
Yeah.
And there he is, armbar. Speaking of things that they do a lot of, I've noticed a lot of the guys on the mat, they're all looking for that armbar. I've also noticed it on the girls' team. They were all looking for armbar. Yep. So if I would say there was a theme to this week's practice, not saying it's the entire theme of the season, but if I said there was a theme to this week's practice, it's armbars. They are armbars.
And the thing is again, and this goes back to the coaching aspect of it, is you don't have to know a lot of moves to be a successful wrestler.
Nope.
But the moves you have to know well.
Right.
And I always said you need to have two takedowns, you need to have 2 ways to get out from underneath, and you need to have 2 or 3 ways to pin a guy. You do those perfectly,
you're good.
You're good.
You're good.
I mean, you have all these other clubs, all the other technique you're going to learn, and you got those clubs in your bag, but you got your go-to clubs. You got your lucky bat, and that's where these guys. You can tell. I can take my glasses off and just see the singlet and be able to tell you who's wrestling just by their technique.
Right. I would say right here is where I would have Carter put a little more pressure, get off his knees, get on his toes, put more pressure downward to weigh on those hands a little bit more. Now he's coming back this way. I think that's a dangerous position to pull him on top of you. I know you got the legs and you're trying to pull him on top, take control, but that's pretty dangerous.
Yeah,
that puts yourself in a position.
He's trying to seat that. He's trying to seat that tilt. And the problem with it is, you get your knees sucked underneath you. You pull that tilt on, he's going to come right over the top of you.
I'm going to tell you right now, my concern is the distance, the space created between his chest and his opponent's back.
Yep.
You've got to be chest to back on that. That's a bottom line. And that's a technique he's got to sharpen up before going into the state tournament. Yep. Because if he does that on a guy who feels that pressure, he will turn on him, catch him on his back.
Carter is a big studier of film.
Yeah. So
I will guarantee you that he'll see that and go, okay, I got to fix that part.
Yeah, I hope so. Because
Lamont's leading 4-0 here. There's 1:30 to go in the match, and this is where he's solid. This is real solid because his technique on his feet is so strong. Yeah. You have to be pretty. You have to be.
There it is.
It's a serious game to take him down, and he's in there deep on that single. Coming back up on it.
Circling. Now his opponent has his ankle up high, which is limiting his ability to turn and drive off that. So he's hanging on right now. He's looking for a stalemate because right now he's in a little bit of trouble. He's going to have to hang on to that. He sat to his hip, which is not a good idea. And here goes Carter laying flat. Getting up. There we go. He's staying in position. Nice turn. He knows where he's at. He knows where he's at.
You know,
He's hanging on to it.
That's another
okay.
thing. That's another thing I've seen from our kids this year, over the last couple of years, especially, is mat awareness.
Yes, and there he is, and that's another good sign of a good wrestler. You know where you are on the mat at all times. You know where the line is. You know where your chest is. You know where your back is.
And if that was one of my favorite things when I coached, to tell them, know where you're at, and that was. And Carter's a very smart wrestler.
Yes.
He's a very smart wrestler. He will beat you with his technique, but he will not take dumb chances.
Oh. He knows how much time is left.
Got down to about 10 seconds.
Yep. Being smart, playing the clock. Again, good solid technique. Knowing where you're at, knowing how much time is left. Kid's got an underhook looking for a big move right now. Carter Lamont Jr., a 4-0 win over his Benton Bobcat opponent, puts us at a 12-12 tie going into our next match.
Oh, that's Landon. This is Landon. I had that wrong earlier. Yeah, this is Landon Osborne for the Vikings.
Freshman
against Benton senior Jordan Tice.
Oh, yeah. I can remember the times my coach would have practice and just kind of a speech of what to look forward to when we go to tournaments, and telling us as freshmen, sophomore, you're going to run into someone who may be older than you, may have been to the state tournament more times than you, and you just get out there and you wrestle.
You're going to wrestle grown-ups. Tice with an early takedown. Tice is one of Benton's top kids.
Yes.
And we're going to do take him down and let him up. What do you think of that strategy, the take him down and let him up strategy?
I've got two schools of thought. This might be this person's best offensive weapon. I can take you down and let you up because I'm good that way. My college roommate, best friend in high school and college, 3-time All-American, national champ, 2-time finalist. He was not a mat wrestler. You could not hold him down. You could not take him down because he was always on the go. An endless gas tank. He shot. You couldn't take him down. But if you had the ability to somehow keep him from getting to his feet, you could beat him, which was very rare. You couldn't do that. So that's the first part of it. The second part of it I have is, okay, so you're a senior. You're going to wrestle someone who hasn't got quite the experience on you. You could end that match early. However, what good does that do you going down the line as we're entering the tail end of January and you're getting ready for the state tournament? Every match, every minute that you have gives you that much more preparation and conditioning, and you can wrestle in the wrestling room with your partners and your teammates, but it's not the same as a competitive match.
That's
so
true.
You really want that competitive match every chance you can get, working on technique. This is an opportunity, if you're a senior, highly accomplished senior, wrestling a freshman who's new to the sport, you know what? Yes, you're more than likely going to win that match, but why not utilize that time to do better?
Tice with the pin in a minute 45.
Yep.
Gives the Bobcats an 18-12 lead.
A 6-point win on that is huge.
He's getting a lot of encouragement from his teammates.
Absolutely.
Coming off the mat.
He actually got a good deal of encouragement from the young man who just pinned him.
Yes, he did.
Hey, great job. Helped him up off the mat. What a good sport. What a great sport.
This Blake Heening from Benton Community is getting the forfeit at 145. Now this is the match. This is the match that's worth the price of admission right here. Brendan Heening from Benton Community against Cooper Sanders from Vinton-Shellsburg. Heening was a state qualifier last year as a freshman at 145, and he gave Cooper's big brother Gabe, who was state champ at 152, gave him some. They are forfeiting
the match.
They are forfeiting to Sanders,
and they're going up a class. They're going up a weight.
So Heening's going up to 160.
It's a numbers game. It is a numbers game. We're looking for where we're going to be guaranteed a win.
And
they're willing. Right now, they're up 6 points on us. Had they wrestled that match, there's an opportunity that they don't get 6 points, a possible 6 points down the line.
So now Heening's going to move up, and he will wrestle
Brant Dickinson
He will wrestle. Viking Junior Brant Dickinson. I tell you what, Brant has really come on this year. He had 2 years, Tony, of wrestling behind a kid named Ortner and a couple kids named Sanders last year, and he was probably good enough to be in a lot of people's starting lineups last year. But when you got those names in your room in your weight class,
It's tough to get in the lineup.
it kind of messes Heating with an early takedown. It kind of messes up your batting average.
Now, Brant is the older brother of the other
Zach.
Of Zach that wrestled earlier today, and I will tell you, Brant came into high school looking like his brother. Same build, slightly undersized, and if you're looking at Brant now, the guy is built like a tank.
You know, his dad is tall, and you know, I tell you what, Brant made one of my favorite football plays of the season this year, and I can't remember which game. The Makokata, yeah, Heaney going for a tilt. He's a tilder. He made one of my favorite football plays this year in the win over Makokata for homecoming. Down the ball at the 1 yard line on a punt. You can just see he was hauling down that field and got that thing tapped out at the 1. So that was beautiful.
Yeah, I know the tilt is looking for.
Oh yeah,
I refer to it as an Easton tilt, but typically my technique when I coached it was to reach the free arm through to the inside to the far leg because it helps with the turn.
Yep.
Thank goodness I didn't teach him because I think he would have gotten it. Brant is also a soccer player,
yes.
a defensive man who's going to fill into that lineup great, but what a great kid, academically a strong kid,
yes,
a competitor in everything he does. Couldn't ask for a better kid on a team, coachable, hard worker. He obviously is spending some good time in the weight room, working out, getting stronger for every sport he has.
He won it, and he's got a tournament championship this year.
So, look at that, looking for us. Oh,
you know, there was a day that you didn't have a chance to be in varsity till you were a junior, unless you were somebody somebody named Gable.
That's right.
And so, you know, guys are afraid.
Come up. Nice. Way to fight there, Brant. About to be run on a armbar. Brant fights it off, almost gets to his base, enough to get an escape. His opponent, wise enough to make sure that he does not lose a position, comes around back behind.
I don't have the rankings in front of me, but the last time I looked, I believe Heaning's ranked 5th at 152 in the state. Of course, Cooper Sanders ranked number 1 at 52.
And knowing that this is a young man who was at the state tournament last year, is one of the top 5 ranked kids.
Nice bring back, nice return to the mat. Wow.
Popped his hips at the right time, brought him back down. What a great lift and return to the mat. Tried to step in, he's fighting for Brant. This is a pride match. What can I do to show him that I am a competitor here?
Oh, nice deep shot.
No, nice.
Stayed
to his feet. Stayed to his feet enough to bring him off the mat.
And didn't hurt the cheerleaders when they fell in.
That's a plus. You don't want to hurt those who cheer for you. Brought him off the mat to just keep from giving him too.
Nice.
So close. And he's got him on his back.
Dickinson with the takedown.
Two for Brant Dickinson on the 5th ranked wrestler from the Bobcats. And
he was close. He was real close. Heating gets a reversal.
That did not make him happy.
Not quite.
And he's got a Turk. That's the first Turk I've seen tonight.
A leg Turk. Oh, and he's going to the head Turk right there.
Now, right now, he's got to be careful because if he reaches back for that ankle, this is exactly the move I was talking about earlier.
See, this is where you put that far hand out, and pull yourself toward it. This is what Heaning's going for with this. Brant's doing a great job of fighting. Brant Dickerson's wrestling a great match with this guy.
Amazing match.
He gave him 3 points.
Nope. Walk your fingers out. Nope. 27 seconds. Keep fighting, Brant. That's tough. That's tough, Brant. Keep fighting, Brant. There he is. Roll through.
I made the mistake one time of wrestling this guy that was state runner-up the year before. He took me down, and I reversed him, and that made him mad. So he put an arm bar in, except he made it illegal, put my shoulder in my ear, and I won by injury default. We were staying on the same floor at the state tournament, I was scared to death leaving my room because I thought he was going to come out and throw me off the balcony. Brand has choice to start the third period. He is taking neutral. He's down 13-3. But I'll tell you what, 13-3 in this match. He has scrapped with Brandon Haining this entire way. You see his dad up there with the video camera, his sister leaning over about 2 rows trying to see what's going on. Oh, he just missed that. He just missed that.
He was reaching. He's a little too extended.
Yep.
A little too extended. Hit for over too far. Got caught in that position.
And this is all stuff he's going to learn from.
Yep.
Haining gets a fall. 4 minutes, 27 seconds. Puts the Bobcats up 30-18, but that was a great effort by Brad Dickerson.
Yep.
Great effort.
Had he been able to settle on that turn and get his weight better to the mat, he would have held him there with the reversal and back points. That would have been a big upset. That would have been huge.
That would turn this meet. That would absolutely have changed the tenor of this meet.
That would have brought the score to a tied 24-24.
Benton's accepting a forfeit here. And here comes Max Jansen. Max is a junior. He's his first year of wrestling. And he's been fun to watch. They have to send first. Max is what, about 6'6"?
At least, yes.
Well, Sage is 6'5", and he's taller. He's a couple inches taller than Sage, so he might be 6'7". And 182-pounder.
Now, I'm going to tell you, I know that it seems odd to see a young man that's over 6 foot, close to 6'6", on the wrestling mat. But if you look back and you go back in the history and watch wrestling, think of Mark Branch, who is currently at Wyoming. At Wyoming as a head wrestling coach. He is tall. He might be 6'7".
Oh, he is. I've been in the same room with him, and it's like, your first thought is, why is this basketball player here? Your second thought was, oh my God, that's Mark Branch.
Right now, where Max is, if he hit a dump, he's got him right there. A lot of head pressure down on that front headlock position. He's trying. He's trying. Yep, he's turning. Gives up the 2. Good pressure from the Benton Bobcat here, trying to run a move.
You got a couple inexperienced kids out here, and that can make it interesting.
It could.
Max with the escape.
Tripping to his back. Which is fun. Which is absolutely one of the fun things about high school wrestling, especially in a position like this. You put 2 guys in there, very inexperienced, and a varsity lineup, it makes it a very interesting experience.
And you can tell with these guys by the way their teammates react. Oh, Max, come back this way.
They're off the mat. There's so much excitement about these 2 younger wrestlers on the mat, going at it in the varsity lineup.
Jansen's still leading 3-2. Although I think the Benton crowd wanted an escape right there.
Oh, there's that armbar again. There's that armbar. We'll see if they've been practicing arm bars lately, because he's got an arm bar, and he's tilting him.
This is Grady Freeze for Benton.
There he is! Max Jansen with an arm bar to a fall.
1 minute, 34 seconds.
I would say he ran that a reverse arm bar, because usually you drive with it. He took him the other way for the fall. What an amazing turn of events.
This is Mason Mitchell wrestling for Benton against
Aiden Parmenter.
195 for Viking freshman Aiden Parmenter. And Aiden's one of the double duty guys we've got. He's playing basketball and wrestling, both.
That's amazing.
I know.
We would have thought the same thing about Max.
Yeah. And there's 2 of them. Darian Schneider, also wrestling.
Double duty.
They're double duties. I don't know exactly how you do that, but that intrigues me.
if they had practiced before the wrestling meet and they showed up in their practice gear, I would be very happy to see that. Or maybe they practice in their singlet so that when they get up, they're warmed up.
When I was coaching in Atchison, Kansas, we had a really good wrestling team. We had a really good basketball team. And the basketball players thought, we're better athletes. So one night we made a deal. The wrestlers are going to go condition for basketball, and the basketball players came down the room and conditioned with us. It never came up again because they figured out we work hard.
Yes.
Basketball players work hard too, but I tell you what,
no,
nothing like wrestling conditioning.
No, nothing like it. And Aiden did the right thing.
Yep.
Saw himself, bailed right away, dragged him with him to keep him giving up two. What a great idea for a guy who's doing double duty to have that sense of mind, that technique. Very wise.
This kid's an athlete. Aiden's just an athlete, and he's going to be, he's got some work to do. But
yes, I would agree.
Mitchell, deep in that cradle. He's got his arm across the shoulder. He's got his arm across the shoulder.
He can't get him in there.
Fight those hands.
He can't get him flat because his arm is in the way.
It's the fall for Belgian. Puts the Bobcats up 42-24.
The thing I want to point out, though, is when you have consistently your guys know when to be off the mat, what to do. That's great technique, but that's great coaching. They're being told, know where you are, get yourself off the mat, don't give up the two, start fresh again, and you're seeing that happen over and over again. That was consistent with the girls, the small details in the technique. It's consistent with the boys. There's something going on in that room that's teaching solid fundamental technique, and you have to have that at the ground level before you can learn all the fancy stuff. Have that part down. 2-on-1 hand fighting.
Well, Coach Sheston actually did a little creative lineup there. He sent Darian Schneider out to take the forfeit at 220. Parker Arnold's moved up to heavyweight, and he's got a
Darian Schneider wasn't the guy. It was CJ. Let me go back and look. It was
Cole Seams. That's right. And Parker Arnold came back out for wrestling for his first time till 8th grade. He's wrestling all-state football player Brennan Belgan from Benton Community with a Fire Parker.
He's fighting as much as he can.
Belgan with the fall in 22 seconds. That's the end of the meet. That brings our final score to 48. Benton Community 48, the Vikings 30.
The Battle of Benton County on the mat for the boys goes to Benton Bobcat boys. What a seesaw event tonight. Boys come out battling. Girls come out battling. So we split 1-1 tonight. I would like to thank all of you who tuned in. I want to thank my co-host here, Jeff Holmes, for the commentary. It was a great event. I was so glad to see this and be a witness to this and be able to talk wrestling and share that with you and with everyone watching and to a sellout crowd.
Yes,
what an amazing crowd.
I hope everybody goes home and watches this on TV. I'm going to.
Well, all of you, those that have tuned in, thank you again for watching. Hope you enjoyed it, and I wish everyone here safe travels home.
Good night.
Good night.